Chelsea have seen many failed projects and so-called wonder kids over the last few decades. I'm sure now you're probably thinking of a few names in particular, but one man in particular appears to be sticking out more than anyone has ever done before. This man has come in when no one was expecting him in the first place. He was the mystery sale, or the mystery purchase, should I say. He's come in and secured a first-team position almost instantly, if not instantly. He has come in and virtually commanded a shift to where the team of Chelsea Football Club must now revolve around his every move. The man is Cole Palmer, aged just 22 years old. And whilst he himself seems young, let's not forget that one of the all-time greats in Eden Hazard was just 20 years old when he joins. Both commanding figures in their own rights, Palmer has already got people debating that the one thing that people shouldn't already be debating, because surely this man is not good enough just yet to be casting these sorts of thoughts into people's minds. But again, Palmer has people already debating whether he is better than the Chelsea legend Eden Hazard. And whilst I think personally it's outrageous to already be thinking this kind of thing, it's outrageous at first thought. Given 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons, however, at the level that he's playing at, what is to say that this is not to be true? A fan favourite, to say the least, already. Already, Palmer has taken the bridge, the Premier League and the world of football by storm. And the real question isn't whether he can become a Chelsea legend. That's inevitable should he decide to stay long term. The real question isn't if a Ballon d'Or is in his future. The real question is when, just when, will Cole Palmer grace the Ballon d'Or stage and ceremony with a victory? And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, Harry, calm down. Calm down. Or at least maybe a couple of months ago. Maybe if we were still at the end of last season, people would still be saying, Harry, calm down, mate. He's not that good just yet. But over the last couple of weeks, at least this season, and certainly since the game against Brighton, people have been coming out the woodwork, people that you wouldn't really be expecting to be giving a Chelsea player, no less, prop. It's not something that we have very often when it comes to players. Hazard, probably the last player that I can think of at the top of my head, where it really does not matter who you support, where you live, what your religious beliefs, whatever. Eden Hazard was almost a religion in himself. Do you know what I mean? He was that good. Everyone, as from all places, would look at Hazard as a collective, and they would see him in the lights of Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, Bale. The list goes on. He's in that category, and people looked at him as a footballing icon, a footballing great. Cole Palmer is on that trajectory already. And again, I don't even need to say it again. People will say, there will still be people, but there will be people that say, it's a little soon. It's a little soon. And listen, people have been destined for greatness. They have been. Some of the names at Chelsea include Billy Gilmour, was meant to do the bits at Chelsea. He was destined to have a long and fruitful career at Chelsea. The ceiling was really, there was no ceiling for him at one point. He was that good. Charlie Musonda as well. Another player. Very, very similar. Bursting on the scene, so to speak, that you thought, Jesus Christ, this kid is something special. Very similar again, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Another player. Stricken with injury. He had that massive transfer saga with Bayern Munich, of course. And seemingly after that, it all started to go downhill a little bit. He's doing all right at Nottingham Forest, but it's not worked out, at least not just yet. Gael Kakuta, another name. Kennedy, when he first came, was expected to be a player for the future. Milan Laukovic. Does anyone remember that goal against Arsenal's reserves? That was the one that got him on the map. absolutely blazing speed, and people thought, my God, this could be a player for the future. Josh McEachran, a Chelsea all-time great that never was. Lucas Piazon, my God, another name, absolutely iconic, and never played more than 2 games, I doubt. Mohamed Salah, De Bruyne. The list goes on. It really does. All of these players had high hopes. And for whatever reason, whether that be injury, lack of desire, it just didn't work out. For whatever reason that was, it just didn't work out at Chelsea Football Club. These once highly rated potentials all failed at the club. And people are thinking, well, that's a harsh word to use. But quite frankly, everyone knows it. They did fail. And whilst this scenario may seem somewhat different to those, the similarities to one man in particular is so glaringly obvious. It's impossible to ignore. Coming in, early 20s, with a point to prove, you know. Hazard joined Chelsea. He said, I'd join the Champions League winners. He did just that. The rest is history. Cole Palmer wanted to stay at Manchester City and win all the trophies that they are winning. He was told, no, you're not allowed to loan out. You've got to go. You've got to go. And he's taken that chance, that opportunity. Chelsea came, you know, clawing, came sniffing about, and he's gone, do you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. And boy, has he done it. And again, still so much time in this man's career. Touch wood, you know, touch fucking wood, that the injury problem at Chelsea Football Club doesn't come anywhere near this kid. It would be such a disservice, a devastation to the world of football, not just to Chelsea, not just to England, but to the world of football. If this player is taken away from us and we don't get to appreciate, get to admire, get to witness the legend that is to be Cole Palmer's career, I can't really realistically remember a player that got me this excited. Hudson-Odoi was probably the closest we've had since Eden Hazard that we thought, wow, this really could be that player. Obviously, you've got your Reece James. He's got his issues. Mason Mount, for many people, he was that player. But let's be honest, it never really was at that level for him. You know, there's a few others. But it's just not the same kettle of fish. We are talking of like good players. Good players. Some better than others. With Cole Palmer, you're talking the elites. You are talking, if he can stay fit, remain on the same trajectory, or just keep on fucking going that way. You are talking future, you know, Hall of Famer in the Premier League. Not that matters to a lot of people in the scheme of things. But you've got that. You've got future Champions League winner. You've got future Ballon d'Or winners. It's just the fact alone that he's already in that conversation. And obviously, Hazard, he had his. The reason why it wouldn't have worked for him is because he was up against the Messis in his prime, Ronaldo in his prime, you know, Bale, Modric. It's just it's so there for a player like Cole Palmer on his day. And again, people will laugh at this, but and I'm not. This isn't me predicting the future. It's there to see. If you watch football, if you know football, you will see Cole Palmer's the real fucking deal. He is. Your Haalands, your Mbappes, your Vinny Juniors, all these players. He is on that. He's on that list already, or so close to being. If you're being pedantic about it, or being very specific, or not I don't know what you haven't seen from Cole Palmer yet that hasn't got you to think that he isn't on that level. You know, he's just so so ready for the big time. And I reckon he's going to take Chelsea back to that. You know? Player of the season in his first season. Chelsea's player of the season. He's won Premier League Players of the Month, Goals of the Month. You know? He is PFA, Fans Player of the Year. Young Player of the Year. He is all the makings of a true future star. He really is. And then you get into the last part that I want to talk about is even at international level. You talk about your star boy. Your star boy. It started with Foden. For whatever reason with him, it just isn't working. He's not a regular with City. It's more of like an end of season, second half of the season. I know that's kind of how they do their thing. They don't like to waste. Didn't work for Rodri, but that didn't need to. That's a whole different story. But Foden doesn't work for the international level. It doesn't work for him on the international level. And then you go to Saka, who for me never. It's debatable. I don't understand it personally. A very good player. Don't get me wrong. A very, very good player. But I just don't for 1 second see how people would look at Saka and what he's done to any degree close to what Palmer has and is currently doing. The excitement, just the absolute bossing of the game when he's involved. It's just so effortless. That's the thing. That's the real piece of all of this, is that much like Eden Hazard, much like Messi or Ronaldo or whoever, this is the comparison I'm making right now, is that Cole Palmer, much like those players, is similar in the sense that it's just so easy. He doesn't try. It just comes to him naturally. With Foden, with Saka, I don't see it like that with them at all. It's really not a competition at this point. It really, really isn't a competition at this point. And you also factor in Palmer coming into the Euros, who barely played, and he was the guy. He was the most impactful player of all the players. It's night and day. It is night and day. It is truly, truly night and day. And for us Chelsea fans, obviously very, very lucky. For everyone else, it's, everyone's worst nightmare. But at the same time, you just have to kind of, I would imagine, sit and be like, fucking fair play. This kid is special. With that said, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Let me know your thoughts on Cole Palmer in the comments down below. I'm lost for words at this point. He's special. He is special.